Hi, I'm Lisa K. Donner, along with Jeff Charles, Sarah Cowgill, Tim Donner, and Scott Cosenza. And this is the Conservative Five, Liberty Nation's online TV news program. As Joe Biden calls U-Haul and dusts off his tuxedo, is Hunter Biden getting sized up for an orange jumpsuit? It seems now that the election is over, big box media has rediscovered Hunter and finding out that he's one hot mess and certainly worthy of coverage. Imagine that. Of course, here at Liberty Nation, we've been covering Joe's boy all along. Why? Because he's news. Okay, Sarah, I know Joe and Hunter are always on your mind. Why has the legacy media finally woken up?
I have nightmares about these two. As you all have noticed, before Joe Biden became the standout, going to be the Democratic nominee, Hunter was in the news. You know, he was dating his dead brother's wife. He got another gal knocked up, and I mean, he was all over the place. Then Joe took over, and everybody just, as we all saw in CNN's Veritas, on our last episode, they covered it up. Everybody covered it up. Everybody covered it up until all this shook out. Well, Daddy's going to be going to the White House, and the gloves are off. He's an adult. He's an idiot, and it looks as if foot sex might be with, a guy weighing 250 pounds in the showers at this point.
Oh, all right. Who's going to follow that one up?
I wanted to say, that all the attention is on Hunter Biden because he's sort of ground zero in this investigation. But I think we make a mistake if we focus so much on the perversion of Hunter Biden, because he's not running for any kind of office. And we should focus instead on the big guy, the 10% guy, the guy who got the last cut in every one of those crooked foreign deals that the Bidens made to enrich their family. Hunter was just the bag man.
Yeah, but Hunter was the one driving that train. And so if his daddy got on it, daddy got on it. So if we take down Hunter.
I don't know about that. I beg to differ. I think he was the bag man. And he's sort of a pitiful character because he's been kind of propping up the whole family and providing them a lifestyle to which they should never have become accustomed.
Yeah, but I kind of agree with Tim here, though. I mean, none of this is really going to matter unless the big guy is actually implicated in this. If there's evidence that he was involved in this or benefited from it in any way, now that's going to cause him some problems that even his friends in the media couldn't get him out of. So I think focusing on Hunter makes sense. But in the end, there has to be a tie to Joe Biden for it to really matter.
But that's just going to come naturally. That tie will come naturally unless they cover that up. But once it starts getting out there and people start digging into the tiny little minutia of the details, that's when they're going to start bringing Daddy in.
All right, but we've already got emails saying give Dad and Jill and the dog and everybody associated a key to the office. Scott, the silence is deafening over there. What sayeth thou?
It's easy to feel sorry for Hunter Biden because he's a pathetic soul who is the product, I think, of his upbringing and experience. And, I think it's preposterous to act like that's no big deal when he's being, engaged in a corrupt practice over and over again. You need look no further than these board seatings that he gets that you wouldn't put anybody with even double his qualifications on, let alone the problem he has with the character and fitness for any kind of important position like that. I'd refuse to pretend that there's anything other remotely possible other than rampant corruption in that regard. And it's a disgrace on the big box media. I appreciated that term. I hadn't heard it before, that we're where we are now, which is that LibertyNation.com leads reporting in the Hunter Biden area, not with an army of reporters like those big box media do.
Didn't I say that in just different words, Scott? Didn't I say just what you said in different words?
Am I being accused of mansplaining?
Well, maybe the better question is, will Hunter Biden's problems become Dear Dad's old albatross?
Well, I think that the problem with going after Hunter Biden, too, is that it gives the media wing of the Democratic Party a built-in excuse. Oh, they're picking on a drug addict. They're picking on a guy who lost control of his behavior through no fault of his own because he's addled by drugs. Are we going to pick on yet somebody else with a disability? And they'll tie it all into Trump. You know, I think if you focus on the big guy and his connection to this, admittedly, you have to get to the laptop first. You have to do a forensic investigation. But, you know, once we get there, everything should be focused on what part of these financial deals flowed all the way to the top of the family.
I don't think they bought this guy on a whiff of a promise of influence. I think that they paid all this money because there was a more concrete promise and delivery of influence. So, Tim, I think that evidence is out there for competent authorities who seek to find it.
Scott, play the lawyer for a second. What's he looking at? Criminal? How many? What are the charges exactly?
One of the emails
ratcheting up. I mean, we're not just going to go the way of Al Capone and tax evasion, are we? I mean, there's got to be more there.
One of the Hunter Biden emails said that he was basically the bag man for the family, and that there was a set thing in place where Joe gets a certain cut of every deal that they're able to kind of sell the family name for. So if that's true, the sky's the limit. It's a RICO case. It's a criminal conspiracy.
So what we're saying is the Biden family is a global racketeering family?
I'm saying that's what that letter suggests. And because its authenticity in part has been verified, it's incumbent upon appropriate authorities to investigate those claims.
Jeff, do you feel sorry for Hunter or not? Or you think the Biden's going to have to do something here other than say, I'm confident? I mean, I think the other day he went from I'm proud of my son to I'm confident. We're up to 5 words now.
Well, I mean, on some level, I have a certain level of sympathy for anybody who gets addicted to drugs. However, when it comes to participating in a corrupt enterprise using his father's name, who was the vice president and who looks like he's going to be the president now, then yeah, there's no sympathy there in that respect. I mean, he's participating in activities which he knows are illegal. Now there's an investigation into it. I mean, and I agree with Scott. I mean, with his legal expertise, I mean, if they actually find evidence and it ends up even getting tied to Joe Biden, it is going to be an albatross around his neck. Now, will this cost him his career? No, but I mean, if you think about it, he's starting out bad. I mean, just having this out in the media the way it is right now at the beginning of his presidency, it doesn't look good. And I have a feeling that they're going to find even more than what we even know about right now.
All right.
I think he's got that lifetime Amtrak pass. So no matter what happens to him, he's going to land on his feet.
Well, he was on the board of Amtrak, which is one of probably the most impressive credential of his professional career. And let's not all pile on and say he got that because Joe Biden practically runs Amtrak.
Oh.
I'm sure that he was well trained in the specifics of
Tim, they posted a help
Yeah.
wanted notice. He applied, and his application was accepted.
Selected from among thousands.
Everybody who's looked at that has said there's no issue there.
Thank
All
you,
right,
Scott.
all aboard. We're going around the horn in 30 seconds. Does Trump appoint a special prosecutor for Hunter Biden? Yes or no? We'll start with you, Timothy.
I don't know. I don't see how he can avoid something that would at least be a clever sort of equivalent of that, but it's a little too early to be able to answer that question.
Next.
I don't think he should, frankly. There's not enough time for them to not just dismiss it and push everything under the rug. I think they should do it, privately and do it well, and then announce the results. And Democrats could very well be thinking, all right, let's get the impeachment out of the way. Let's get Joe out of the way, and let's get Kamala in the Oval.
Jeff.
I think I have a feeling he will appoint a special prosecutor just because, I mean, it might make it harder for Joe Biden to scuttle the investigation if he takes office. So I could see him doing something like that because I think he is going to want to make things as hard for Biden as he can, especially when it comes to, getting away with corruption.
Scott.
One of the few reasons to look forward to a Biden presidency is to have a president who is more predictive with their behavior. I have no idea what Donald Trump is going to do here. He's always been his own man with these sorts of things. And my crystal ball is very foggy.
I have one more thing to add. I think, outgoing presidents deliver usually dozens of pardons on the way out the door. I think Donald Trump might consider pardoning Joe Biden for all crimes which may have been committed or which he may commit in the future.
Oh my goodness, your sarcasm.
Can't pardon for future crimes, just for the record.
Well, he can try,
but I think it's a brilliant. I mean, I do mean a brilliant, and no one else, right? Just Biden, just Biden,
right?
Yeah.
Just forget
maybe
all the
Hillary,
other pardons,
maybe
right?
even Hillary, just because she's never going to get prosecuted.
That's
anyway,
right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Pardon his two presidential opponents.
Yeah.
Brilliant idea.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to close this out. And the answer is no. Trump will not appoint a special prosecutor because he is not as nearly as vindictive and evil as those on the left. That's it for our Conservative 5 panel today. Check out our other C5 shows and segments on your favorite video platform, YouTube, Vimeo, Rumble. We're on them all. As well, Liberty Nation has its own Roku channel, where you can see all our TV productions. Thanks so much for tuning in. And remember to surf on over to libertynation.com, sign up for new Member Zone subscriptions, just $17.76 a year. And remember, folks, liberty all the time and everywhere.